Here we go. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Sorry about the crazy town this morning. Ashley Joe is not on here, but congrats to her for having a kit winner in the EOO. For all my gals that are on here that had gals that were in the opportunity event, don't forget to reach out to them. I would offer them some sort of a sign-on bonus if they sign up with you today, kind of like a consolation prize. Like, I'm so sorry that you didn't win the kit, but you know, we'd still love to have you. I think that that would be pretty cool. The other thing that I wanted to, you know what, I'll do it later. Just kidding. I'll do it later. My brain is still in EOO mode, not in outside online orders, outside orders. Okay, here we go. So, I feel like, so when it comes to online orders and outside orders, I think that one of the biggest things, you guys, is that you have to have a couple things in place. Number one, you need to have your contacts semi-organized in a way so that you're not just randomly reaching out to people, right? So number one way of getting outside orders would be things like, they're kind of passive, right? Things like posting on Facebook, running a sale and just posting about it, or dropping a live in your VIP group. Maybe you're offering a Valentine's Day deal or Valentine's Day bundles, something like that. Or with March coming up, another thing that you could do is like get lucky bags. So they're grab bags with things that you're able to get on sale. So those are all kind of passive ways of getting outside orders, and they're not bad, right? They can be really effective. I think especially things like surprise grab bags. So if you need some sales, that would be probably the first thing that I would do, would be posting those. They can be any dollar value that you want, but you want to make one of them way more expensive than the others. So as an example, let's take a look and see what's on sale right now. So like, as an example, let's say you're offering 10, get lucky bags. They are worth $60 retail, $60 to $70 retail, and you're offering those. Maybe have one that's worth $100. So things like that get people kind of hooked because they want that win, right? I hate to call it the gambling factor, but it's the gamble factor, right? We love that. We get excited about it. It's fun. It's like, oh my gosh, I have a chance. We know that whenever people can win something, feel like they got something extra, it's a way that they feel special. That's kind of why, like, this sounds so silly, but if you guys were to do grab bags where they were all worth $100 and they were all $50, you might get less people purchase them than if they were worth $60, but one was worth like $150. Because they want to be that one person that wins the jackpot, right? We all kind of get that way. That's part of why, like, sales like that too can work better than the like get 30% off your order. Like, and it's mind blowing to me because I might run a deal where the average sale is like 20% off, but there's one or two deals that are crazy, like 50% off. I get more success on those sales than I do when everything is just 30% off. And I'm like, the other shit was a better deal. Like, this is insane. Same thing like with booking. Like, I've done posts where I have like, I'm holding 3 $100 bills and I'm like, my next 3 hostesses are going to get guaranteed $100. And they're all like, oh, like, I get nothing, like nothing. And then I do something where I'm like, okay, you could be entered to win $100 in free product. And then I message them and I'm like, woo, you won $100 in free stuff. All you got to do is have a ladies' night. And they're like, oh my God, I never win anything. I'm so excited. Let's do it. I'm like, I literally last week just offered you $100. Like, nothing. So, so if you guys can promote that gamble factor, right, or that win factor in your outside orders and your sales, you're going to see a little bit more success. When you are doing things like grab bags, you need to make sure though that they make financial sense for you. So I'm just looking right now at what's on the sale page, because that's how you can get bags that are worth maybe $75, even though you're only collecting 50 without losing a ton of money. So like, as an example, The Nourishing Body Lotion right now is on sale for us, retail, $12. So your cost for an Amore body lotion might be like $8, but in your value, right, it's 20 or 22. So that's where your value can look really, really high, but your costs actually stay low. Oh my God, the rose quartz bracelets, you guys, are usually $99. They're $39 retail right now. They're costing you like 24 bucks. So you could put one of those in a gift bag, and all of a sudden that gift bag is worth $100, right? Sensations Blue Hawaiian is on sale for $15 instead of $20. Men's shave creams, wow, that's actually really good. The 6-pack, so they're $10 a piece. The rollerball trio, the perfume rollerballs are $69. They're usually $90. The 7th and Plum perfume is $55. So always check the sale pages when you guys are going to be making grab bags. And then there might be a couple other things in there that are not on sale, but those sale items kind of just help make sure that you're not losing a ton of money, because you're obviously doing outside sales to generate an income. So you want to make sure, right, that you're not losing a ton of cash on those. Then you have to make sure that you are actually reaching out to those people. So I would say that this is where the majority of consultants kind of fall down or slip up, is that they just put up a post on Facebook. They don't actually tell anybody. They don't say anything. The thing about Facebook, you guys, is that if you don't get, like, I think it's something like 10 reactions or likes to your post within the first like certain number of people that see it, Facebook pretty much buries it. That's why you'll notice either your post gets like 20 likes or 0, or 50 likes or 0, or 130 likes or 2, right? It's always one or the other. And it's because if you don't get a good reaction, Facebook just buries it. So if you're going to post something on Facebook, I would also include a question. I would say something like, I'm running a sale, you know, super excited to offer 30% off. If you love discounts, drop me a gift below, right? So they're not necessarily saying that they want to buy anything, but you're asking them to do something that's going to make your post more relevant so that more people see it. And then with that, if they're commenting, if they're liking, or if they're dropping a gift, that's basically creating a follow-up list for you, right? So that then you can individually message those people about placing an order. Like, hey girl, saw that you love discounts. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited to hook you up. We've got a coupon code right now for my website. It's 15% off any orders, $75 or more. Here's the coupon code, boom, done. Or you can ask her if she needs a link to the catalog, or you can ask her if she'd like the coupon code. Like, it allows you that opportunity to message them. The other thing that you want to do is check in with them again. So like, hey girl, my sale's wrapping up tonight. Did you want anything? Can I hook you up with anything? So on average, my gals are getting 3 messages when it relates to an outside order or a sale, when it's coming from something that's Facebook generated. So initial contact, typically, some sort of a like, do you need catalog? Do you have questions? How can I help you? What do you need? And then a like last minute reminder. And those are the steps that are important. If you guys are not doing those, that's why you're not getting those outside orders and those sales from your Facebook posts and from your Facebook messages. You can also run through your like Facebook group members. You can run through your friends list. You can send them some messages if you want to. Another way of getting outside sales is that maybe you don't post about it on Facebook at all, so that you have more time, and maybe you just run a 20% off campaign and you literally spend 5 minutes a day messaging 10 people from your friends list. So go to your friends list, sort it A to Z, and just start hitting them. And then just write down the name of the last person that you did. And then the next day, move on to the next 5. The next day, move on to the next 5. So it's not a one-time sale, but it's kind of a one-time sale for them. So maybe it's available for 3 days. And then you can use your inbox, your Facebook inbox, as kind of your to-do list. I'm actually going to talk to you guys about that, because there was a couple gals that didn't know that you could do this. And I'm going to tell you that whether it is outside orders, booking parties, it doesn't matter. This is huge for me. This is essentially how I run my business. So I'm just going to screen share with you guys here. It's terrible right now because I haven't done it in a couple days. So this is my Facebook inbox. So I'm just going to scroll here. There we go. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I sent all of those messages to all the gals that could not, or about the boot camp. So there's a couple extra in here. But this is my entire inbox. Like, that's it. Facebook message inbox. That's all that I have in there. Here's the cool thing. I don't know whether or not you guys know this. If you do, awesome. If you don't, I'm about to rock your world right now. So let's say Junior Arrows team chat. This is my kids dance like group message thread. I don't need to do anything. Read it, done, cool. Okay, I'm gonna go click the little 3 dots and I'm gonna click hide. It's gone now. Sarah messaged me about the boot camp. I responded. She's like, girl, get your life right. I can hide it. Trainers, I can hide it. Anna, she was good to go this morning. I can hide it. Hide it. Right? So they are now gone from my inbox. I do not have to worry about them. I do not have to stress them. But let's say I was like, oh, wait, Anna needed something. I can type Anna's name in the search bar, click it. It's still there. So I didn't delete it. I just hid it from my inbox. So I can actually treat this like a to-do list. That's part of what allows me to follow up with my customers effectively, because I know that if they're in there, I either still need to follow up with them, I need to confirm something with them, I need to answer their question. I know there's one from Louimi down in there that's buried for a minute. So at some point she will hear from me in the next day or so, because I have to run through that. So you guys, any inboxes that you have, if you can treat that like a to-do list, especially if you are messaging people about a sale, you are messaging people about a deal, everyone's like, well, how do you remember to get back in touch with them? Every day or two, I go through my message and I do what I need to do. So it just makes it really easy and really clear without having to write down, follow up with these 20 people on a to-do list somewhere, because that just gets crazy. So utilize things like inboxes to allow you to help with your follow-up. The other way that you guys can get outside orders is from your parties. So after I go to a party, I will go into their Facebook event. So let me pull up my one from last night here for you guys. And kind of just show you how to do it, because it's so freaking easy. So share. Okay, so if you obviously just click on your events, then I'm going to click on past. I just had a party for Katie last night. So you're going to go to message guests. And then I'm going to go through, and I have my stack of connect cards here, so I know who was and was not at that party. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to click all of the gals that actually couldn't make it. And I'm also going to go to my maybes. And I'm going to say, hey, so sorry you couldn't make it last night. Right? So sorry you couldn't make it last night. Based on your RSVP to the party, I know that you were at least a little interested in the products. If you decide to place an order, Katie will still get hooked up with free products. But if you would rather see the items in person, I would love to show them off to you and get you set up with a free ladies' night. If Katie gets one more party booking, she is going to get any item in the catalog up to $200 for free. Are you interested? ? And then I send it. Then I send a second message just right after it that says, oh, and would you like a link to the catalog? So basically, I am offering them the opportunity to book a party with me or to place an order. Since I started messaging those guests after the party, I almost always, I would say 70% of the time, I get a party booking, number one. Number two, I typically get like 2 outside orders per party. And then I'm just messaging the hostess like, hey girl, I know we closed your party out, but I did get 2 more orders. You have another $10 to spend. What can I get for you? Right? Well, here's the deal, you guys. If she has 10 bucks to spend, how much is our cheapest item? Like 20. Yeah. So I'm getting another order typically from the hostess, or she can use it at one of her friends' parties. I'm going to let her do that, right? Like that's fine with me. So that's another huge source of outside orders for me, is after my parties, reaching out to all of those guests. Also too, if you don't have, excuse me, a big customer list, if you go through all of your past events, what you can do is message guests from old parties and just say, hey, so-and-so, you know, I'm sorry to reach out. I know it's been forever. I know that you are loving the products. I'm actually launching a huge sale. Are you interested in details? Right? If they say yes, then you can message them a coupon code. You can make up a coupon code. You can do whatever. You could also ask them if they wanted at that point to be part of your Facebook group. So it's just kind of a way of going back. You know, and they're not cold, right? Because they were interested. They did say, this is not to my nose. This is just my yeses and my maybes, right? And at that point, if the party was 3 months ago, it doesn't matter whether they did go or didn't go, right? You're still just offering them a sale. So that's another place that you can actually find potential outside order or party leads, is in those old events. And then a Facebook group, right? Like if you guys don't have a Facebook group, even if you're brand new, we used to say not to create one. We do not say that anymore. Create a Facebook group that everybody gets dumped into. So you can share that on the web. You can share that via message. You could tell them that you are running a contest. And if they, you know, join your Facebook group in the next 2 days, they're going to be entered to win a free coochie cream. Because the bigger you can build that group, right, then the more women that you're going to have that are going to be interested in sales like this. And then what you can do is actually go through those members and gradually message them. You can talk to them about adding their friends so that you have some women in there that you don't actually know. So that's huge. Another way of getting outside orders is birthdays. So we have the birthday emails or the birthday text messages. If you want to be super extra, you can send birthday cards. I used to struggle with that when I was a newer consultant, because I was like, I don't have any people. So what I would do is, if you go into your Facebook and then you go into your events, if you go to upcoming birthdays and then see all, you can see recent birthdays. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, scrolling, we have got later in February, all the gals, and then it will also show you March. So you can see all, holy shitballs. You can see March, you can scroll. You can see May, like you can scroll through and see everyone's birthdays. So then what you could do is you can message these gals, right, with your birthday message. Or you can say, hey girl, I wanted to do something for you for your birthday. Would you mind shooting me your address? And then you can go that step above and beyond and actually send her a birthday card. So the birthday card is extra. But I like extra. I'm down for extra. And I feel like if they get a card from you, they're all about it. So right now, because we're kind of already into February, I would get your March birthday cards done. And then on March 1st, you're going to message all of those girls with a little picture, a little graphic, or a message like, hey babes, happy birthday month. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Like, I hope that you have the best month ever. I always offer my birthday girls 25% off for the whole month long so that you can celebrate. Would you like a link to the catalog? Right? So you're sending that one. And then at the end of the month, you have to message them again. Let's say the 29th of the month. Oh my gosh, okay, birthday girl, it's almost over. Like, birthday month is almost gone. You have 2 days left to use your 25% off birthday coupon. What can I help you treat yourself to? I almost get, I would say 90% of my orders come from the second message, not the first one, because everybody forgets that shit, right? So if you're gonna do the birthday messages, you have to do the one at the beginning and the one at the end. And then if you can, it helps. Obviously, if we, scroll up and up and up and up and up, we can see who has birthdays today. Just go through here, do copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, right, to your birthday girls. So it's easy, and it's something that you can do every single morning. There. Done and sent, right? So again, they're going to see you. So they see that you commented, they see that you liked, it makes them think about the birthday message. So even though you're not hitting them again with that birthday message, they're seeing your face, it will make them think of it. So birthdays are huge, and I like them because if you're a newer consultant, you don't have a ton of customers yet, you don't need to have a ton of customers because these gals can be anybody, right? They don't have to be a Pure Romance customer for you to offer them a birthday coupon or a birthday gift, right? So I think that this one is an important one for everybody to be doing because it doesn't matter what stage you're in your business. If you have women on here that have birthdays coming up, then you can hit them up. So it doesn't have to be, from your customer list. So, oh, excuse me. Another place that you guys can get outside orders. This one is not my forte, but I do know some gals that are fairly successful with it. Is different types of Facebook groups. So whether they are like buy sell pages, classifieds pages, moms groups, that type of thing, just be aware of what the group's regulations are about direct sales and posting, but some of them allow it. At that point, you're kind of fishing, right? So you're just hoping you get a couple hits, call it a day out of this one group, but it does give you somewhere that you can use to just kind of reach out to people. I also like things like product testing. So in March, you guys were getting new products. So you can actually start talking to women about being a product tester for you. And again, they do not have to be a current customer. They can be friends, they can be family, it doesn't matter. But start posting on Facebook about new products, dropping in a month from now. I'm going to be looking for product testers. Would you be interested? And you can start an Excel sheet, a notebook list, it doesn't matter. Start writing down everyone's names that are interested in product testing with you so that when those new products drop or a week before they drop, you can offer them those product testing packages, but you've spent a month creating the list that you're going to use to follow up with them. So I always think that that's a really good idea. I think more than anything though, right, with the outside orders, you guys, is that you have to know who you're going after. You have to know what you're offering them, right? And you actually have to do something about it. You can't just hope like hell that the Facebook gods are going to show your message to people and call it a day. So it has to be some form of networking, some form of follow-up with people. Doesn't matter how long you've been in business, you have to be following up. Hi, Kenny. You here to say hi to everybody? All right, let's see. What else have we got for outside orders? Parties, we kind of talked about that. Another thing that you guys can do for your parties is if you want to, you can offer maybe an additional incentive like, hey, ladies that can't attend the party, everyone that places an order before the party that cannot attend will be entered to win a free Basic Instinct. So you're offering them an additional incentive to get those orders in before their actual party. You could also make it like a gift for the hostess and a gift for a customer if you wanted to do that. I would probably frame it like, since you won't be at the party to get in on the amazing specials, I wanted to offer you the chance to win so that the gals at the party don't feel like I'm not entered in to win. But you could do that. You can also make sure that you're coaching your hostesses, right, to be asking the gals that are attending, like, hey, who do you know that's not coming? Don't forget to introduce them to me. The only way that I get outside orders from my parties is either after, because I message them through the event, or it's because the hostess introduced us via group Facebook message. It is incredibly rare for people to reach out to me just on their own, because we're the weird dildo lady, right? Like, to them, like, we're this strange woman that sells sex toys for a living. Like, she doesn't want to reach out to me and order a, hey, Mr. DJ. Right? Whereas if the hostess is introducing us and they're like, hey, this is my girl Lucy, she's got you, she's the best, she can answer any of your questions, if you want to order, she can help, then I can dive in and be like, oh my gosh, Michelle, I would love to help you. You know, what can I do for you? Do you need a link to the catalog? But then again, because of that message now lives in my inbox, I'm able to follow up with her, check in with her. You can also write down any gals that you're working with on the back of your party sheets. Right? So if you're using these, and if you've got a list of gals, right, that are maybe interested or can't attend, write them down, right? That's another huge red flag in your Facebook events. Anyone that's like, oh my gosh, I can't come, but I'm so sad. Girl, hit her up for an order and a party, right? And then when you do, she goes on this list so that you can follow up with her again, because that's where we fall down. You might see that and you might be like, oh, that sucks. And maybe you do message her. Awesome. But I guarantee that the day before the party, you're not reminding her to place her order, right? So that day before the party, you want to go through this list and you want to message those girls. Hey babes, maybe you can come to the party, you know, now, but maybe you still can't. Don't forget, I do need your order by tomorrow night to hook Katie up. And then if you're messaging her that third time, right, after the party, if she still didn't place her order, that's kind of that last chance, that third message, right? So I think Facebook events do not get utilized enough, especially if you guys are newer consultants, because if you can message women that are not attending and you can start a conversation, you can send them a Facebook friend request and you can add them to your VIP groups, right? So often we only utilize the people that are attending. Now, I hate it when consultants spam me with things and just add me randomly to groups. So I'm not saying to do that. But what I am saying is message those people, try to start a conversation with those people, because then you can say, hey, since you can't attend, you know, so bummed, I'd love to go ahead and add you to my VIP group. Are you cool with that? Or you can send her a link to your VIP group, right? So it's allowing you to network with a lot of new people that you may not have had the opportunity to network with before. So don't be shy about reaching out to the no's either. With your no's on Facebook, I would be saying something like, hey, I know that you responded no to Katie's event. I wanted to reach out to you because I wasn't sure if it was A, you're not interested in pure romance, or B, you just can't make it. If you are interested in pure romance, I would love to share it with you. Would you like a link to the catalog? Okay. So that's giving her a really easy out if she is not interested, right? She doesn't have to tell you to F off. She's not like, don't spam me. You're just saying, hey, I'm not sure if you couldn't attend because you just can't make it, or if you're not interested. Either way, that's cool. But if you are interested, I got you, right? And she maybe responds, she's like, actually, I love pure romance, but I can't find a sitter. Okay, cool. Well, I'd love to get you hooked up with a catalog link. And would you be interested in being in my Facebook group? That way you can stay, you know, in touch and you always have a go-to girl? Question mark. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, awesome. I got you added. Done, right? Friend request sent, got you added. And then you're going to send her a link to your Facebook group. If you think about how many women in your like events over the course of your career say no, that you have not reached out to, that maybe were interested, like that's mind-blowing, you guys. Like absolutely mind-blowing. Like if I look at some of my past freaking events, like, yeah. Let me see how many I had not going to Katie's. Actually, she didn't have that many. So she had, yeah, because she had 19 that went, which was not true. She had 6. Let's take a look here. Past. Bree. Okay, so Bree had 7 that couldn't go, right? So if I multiply 7 by 7, that's what, 49 people a month? And then if you have one of those crazy ass events where they do invite 100 people and they have 32 can't goes, that's a lot, you guys. So even if you only get 2 or 3 or 4 people interested, that's still people that are interested. And then that's one more conversation that's not cold, right? They might be interested in the business. They might be interested in booking their own party. They might be interested in placing an order. They might need a pure romance gal, and we were afraid to talk to them. And I think that that to me is what outside orders is all about. It's about offering this. It's not about spamming. It's not about junk mailing them. It's not about cold calling them. It's about generating and finding genuine places to generate a conversation, so that you can potentially do business with them in the future. It's kind of like college girl parties. Like like you book a party with women that are like 18, 19, and you're like, fuck, okay, here we go, in the grooves, $30 all day, right? But if you stay in this business for 10 years and you were those girls' consultant from the time they were 18, when they got 2 babies, their marriage is on the rocks, they're fucking exhausted, and they have a career with that college degree they just paid for, guess who they still partying with? Guess who their go-to girl is? Guess who they are throwing money at because they love you and they trust you, right? So those relationships take time to develop. And I do think that that is a huge regret that I have, that in the beginning of my business, I didn't know to do some of these things, right? Like Louimi, right? Are you with me on that one? I know, girl. Like, ugh. Oh, I still can't hear you. That's weird.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
That's been it. The following up has been the biggest issue for me, and you're absolutely right. Like I can tell you, I've only sad, but I've only reached out maybe twice to the groups that I've to the 2 parties that I did at my daughter's school, and
Yeah.
3 of them actually still shop online with me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, I can relate.
Yeah. So yeah, if I think you guys, I would say my follow-up, especially, and here's where I think that the Facebook group is so important, because if you forget to follow up, at least if they're in your group, they're seeing you and they know how to contact you, right? So if your follow-up is a little not so hot, at least they're still getting something, right? So that's why I think that the Facebook group, we underestimated, we undervalued. And that's where, like, with, or even getting them just added to your Facebook, right? It is a method of contact for you where they can see your name and they can see your stuff and they can reach out to you if they want to. But shit, like when Louimi and I signed up, it was MySpace. Yeah, like we used freaking, what was that map app? Jackie and I were just talking about that. MapQuest. We had to print out directions from MapQuest and turn on our lights and be following these sketchy ass instructions. Like Google Maps was not a thing. So when I think back to all of those women that I've lost, like it's heartbreaking to me. So utilize the technology that we have, add them to your Facebook and add them to your groups, right? I do think it's better if they can add themselves to your groups, but if you are going to add them, just make sure that you're going in and you're actually sending them the link so that they can accept and do all the things so your algorithms don't get all jacked up. But that is where your outside orders are going to come from, is from generating and building a network, period, right? Then obviously we have the follow-up that we train on, kind of that day after message. Also like the 2-week, 5-week, 8-week, those can be texts, excuse me, those can also be emails. It's whatever you're the most comfortable with. You can, if you have an Android, those can be scheduled. So when you're doing your after the party follow-up, do your day after message while you're still in that message with that person. Write out your 2-week, write out your 5-week, write out your 9 or your 8-week, and just get those scheduled to them, right? So it's all done. You don't have to worry about it anymore. It's put away in its little box. It's finished. But I do get a ton of return customers from those. I also get some bookings from those. And then my day after messages, you guys, I would say I get the most outside orders from my day after message and from my 8-week message, which is really interesting. But the day after message is the, oh my gosh, I totally forgot the firming cream. Or, oh my God, I was talking to Jordan about the party last night and she was telling me about the gloves and I totally forgot to buy the gloves. Like, so make sure that you're doing those day after messages. Now, let's say you're crazy busy. You got a ton of shit going on. You party on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're flat out. Dude, do your messages on Monday. To me, that's still the day at, like, it's still the day after message, right? But it's that immediate contact right after the party. And it literally says, like, if you have any questions, if you forgot anything, if you need anything, just save my number because I got you. You're not actually trying to sell them anything. And I think that's part of why you actually get sales from it, right? So here's what I'm going to say. If you have to prioritize your follow-up, your day after messages should be the most important. And then I would probably say the 8-week and then the 5-week, which I know is backwards, but to me, those would be the priority. So if you cannot commit to doing the day after, the 2-week, the 5-week, the 8-week, I would at least do the day after and then schedule something for maybe even a month and a half. So it's not so far out that they've forgotten about you, right? So you're not kind of allowing that to happen. And it's better than nothing at that point, because I think that the other thing that happens is if you haven't reached out to someone in a year and you're 5 years or 12 years, it feels a little awkward and uncomfortable to be like, hey girl, what up? We met at that party. Like, what party, right? So by doing at least those 2 messages, you're establishing at least a thank you and then a hey, I'm still here for you, right? So for me, number 1 priority would be that day after and then that 8-week. And then I would focus on birthdays, because if you add everybody to Facebook, and then if you do your birthdays, you know that you are in contact with your customers at least once a year, if nothing else. Okay. So I feel like those are kind of safeguards, because we tend to look at follow-up and think, oh my God, I got to do birthdays. I got to do newsletters. I got to do this and I got to do that. And I got to do all of these things. To me, I'm like, just make sure that you have a safety net, right? So to me, having a Facebook group is a safety net. Doing your birthday messages is a safety net. Doing your day after thank you text is a safety net, right? So if there's nothing else, at least you've kind of cradled them a little bit and taken care of them a little bit. So that, you know, they have your information, you've established contact outside of the party, you're maintaining that relationship at least a little. And then I do think that the Facebook messages, you guys, to the guests of your parties are probably a really, I would say, like number 2 priority after those other things, because it's easy. You message 1 time and it goes out to 10 people, right? So do that because it's simple. So that would be my other step. The other thing that you could do in each event, just to grow your groups a little bit, you should have a post as part of your hostess coaching. Actually, I need to write that down. Please hold. About joining your Facebook group. And then what I would do, so that you can tell the women and your guests, hey, join my Facebook group and you'll be entered to win. But what you could actually do is once a week in your VIP group, do a giveaway for all new members. So then technically they are in to win, but you don't have to worry about doing it for every single party. Does that make sense? Okay. And then the cool thing too is that as you're doing that, you can be telling women in your Facebook group, hey, make sure that you're adding your girlfriends because they can be in to win the new member giveaway. And then also in your Facebook groups, what you can do is do that, that tag thing, which is pretty cool. So if you go into your VIP groups, they've got this section here where it says invite members. And then underneath it says you have 3 new members this week. Write a post to welcome them. And when you click write post, they all popped up already tagged. So it doesn't actually trigger the Facebook, like you're spamming people, because it's a Facebook feature. So then what you could do is if you're doing a giveaway once a week or maybe once a month, I believe that it only welcomes up to 50 at a time, but you can still do both. So just keep an eye on that. But whenever you do that, you can either copy it and paste it, or you can just do a winner every single time you do one of these posts. That way you're not having to go through your members and figure out who's new. Just use that list, pick a winner, and then you can even put it at the top. Like, oh my gosh, welcome to all of our new members. The winner of this week's giveaway, or the winner of the newbies giveaway is blah. Y'all, it could be a foil packet and a coupon and a catalog. Like, it does not have to be expensive. And tell them that they have to reach out to you, right, with their address and their information in order to get their prize. I would also be offering them a $50 voucher or $50 guaranteed hostess credit if they host a ladies' night with you. Because it's an you know what I mean? You might as well, because it's an opportunity to reach out to them about booking too. Okay, let's see. So we talked groups, so get that rolling, inviting your new members, doing that giveaway. But I think too, if that's part of your hostess coaching to get them into your VIP groups, that's helpful because it's less people that you have to worry about adding later. You can do that post before or after. I do change mine up a bit. So for those of you guys that run big sales in your VIP group or Facebook, like flash sales, that kind of thing, when I have a flash sale coming up, I am not inviting women to it before my parties. Okay? Because I don't want all of her friends to just shop my sale instead of her party. So I wait until afterwards to get them in, but that's deliberate. But for the most part, I really don't think that it matters too much. So I would just get them in however you can get them in. Okay, do you guys have any questions for me about outside orders, online sales, how you can get some outside orders?
I think you touched everything, Lucy.
Good at that. That's all the things. Any concerns or reasons why you feel like you can't maybe get outside orders?
Follow-ups.
Yeah.
It's number one.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the thing is that follow-up, you guys, it's the core to our business. It's how we reinforce those bookings. It's how we get those consultant leads to actually join our teams. It's how we get the women that say that they want to order to actually place the orders. Like, you've got, like, and I think too, just remember, it's not aggressive and it's not pushy. So let's say I go into Victoria's Secret, right? I buy something and they're like, hey, do you want to be part of our mailing list? And I'm like, hell yeah, I love coupons because these bras are cute. Am I pissed at them for mailing me shit every 2 weeks? No. Right? So why do we feel like we're being pushy and aggressive for reaching out to these people when they've shared that they're interested? Like, to me, it's not even about follow-up. It's not even about pushy. It's about doing your fucking job and providing customer service. Right? Like, that's all we're doing is providing customer service. Now, if they say, and here's the thing, I don't get women that aren't interested. That's part of why I think Facebook is such a game changer now. If someone is not accepting my friend request on Facebook, and if someone is not responding to my texts, she's not interested. Bye. Right? But I know that she's not getting a majority of my follow-up because she didn't add me on Facebook. Right? So yes, she might still get my birthday email. She's still going to get my 3 follow-up texts, but a lot of my other stuff is done on Facebook, right? So now I'm incorporating some text messaging and that kind of stuff, but I use Engage. I would not suggest it right off the bat in your business. It's expensive, but it is really showing me that I should have been in better touch via text with my customers prior, because I'm getting a lot of fuck you. Who is this? Fuck your face. Like, blah, like, people are mean. Who is this? F you. And I'm like, I literally just said it was Lucy from Pure Romance 6 times. Who are you? So if you can maintain those relationships, you guys, that's where it's at, right? That's where you're going to continue to do business. If you do not currently have any people or any friends, that's where you need to go out and find some. Do you remember? Okay, so there's actually a really cute commercial, and it was these little kids. It was in a coffee shop, and they talked about how like little kids and just friendships are just so open. And so what they did was they sent these kids to go and sit with different people that were like on their own. So there was like a woman, a really like fancy looking businesswoman that was on her phone, like total RBF, and this super cute little like 6-year-old like comes up to her, climbs in the chair and goes like, "Hi, I'm Chloe. I'm going to be your new friend. What's your name?" Right? And this woman is kind of like, "What the hell?" And this kid's like, "I'm doing a project and it's called Friendship Love. So I'm trying to make new friends. What's your name?" And the woman like, and you can watch this woman just start to kind of melt, right? Because it comes from a place of friendship and it comes from a place of love. And then there was this super sweet old man, and they did it with all of these different people, you guys. And I think the thing is that when you're looking for people to create new networks with, you have to come from a place of friendship, and you cannot come from a place of fear, because otherwise what's the point, right? So you've got to be reaching out to them from a place of like, "Oh my gosh, I saw, you know, like, hey." And you can even, so I will tell you, this is the only time I've ever been super impressed by networking from another direct sales company. Turns out she was like a top leader with Beachbody, but she sent me a message and she goes, "Hey girl, you don't know me. And just to get it out of the way, I am with Beachbody, but I have no interest in slamming that down your throat or anything like that. I saw on your profile that you love to travel and that you do parties. You just look like fun, and I'm always looking for new fun women that I might be able to develop friendships with." I was like, "Oh, hey." So what did I do? Instantly, I'm on her profile, right? I'm checking her out. I'm like, "Oh, she does look like fun." Her and I chat all the time now, right? And to be fair, even if she did bring up Beachbody, I probably wouldn't care, and I would probably buy it from her, right? Because she was really upfront. She's like, "I'm in direct sales, but that's not my intention here." And I thought that was pretty cool. So if you are going to be cold calling or randomly messaging people on Facebook, come from a place of friendship, period. Okay. Or if you are in a networking group, then network your ass off, right? Because that is a place to network. That's fine. So then you can do what you got to do in that group. But you have to be reaching out to people. You have to be contacting people. And then if you're just starting out, this is where you're just going to be reaching out to friends and family, right? And again, be upfront. Be like, "Look, I'm doing this thing. I'm going to need you to book a party because I don't want to keep harassing my friends for the next 6 months. You in?" Right? Like, because it's the truth. Right? And any of you know, if you had friends that would not book parties with you and you didn't know where the hell to book them, you had to keep hitting them up, and it felt shitty and awful. Whereas if you're just like, "Look, I need to launch my business somehow. I need your help, and I don't want to harass you for the next 6 months. So please just book it now so we can just not even mess with all that." That'd be cool. You down? It's honest, it's open, and it's also still asking them for help. That's pretty hard to say no to. So there's a reason why we word it that way for you guys, because it works, right? And again, it's honest. I know that it's annoying my first 6 months in business when I was up your ass every 3 days because my sponsor was telling me to reach out to the people that I knew, but the only people that I knew were my like 4 friends, which meant they were getting hit up every 3 fucking days. And they were over it. And I wish, instead of sending them the generic spammy "book a party with me" emails or messages, even though they were my friends, I wish I would have just said, like, "Bitch, book a party." Like, "What's wrong with you? You love me, you support me. We're doing it at your house on February 16th at 6:00. See you then. Love you, bye." Like, because they are our friends. So I'm not sure why we put on this like sales mask, because we don't want to be pushy. So instead of being pushy, we become this different person that's salesy and fake. And I'm not about that. That is not going to get you guys outside orders. That is not going to get you guys outside bookings, right? So be yourself, establish connections. If connections already exist, use those connections. Be yourself when you're reaching out to those people, right? Okay. Any other questions? Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that this was helpful. I will post this recording, so if you kind of need to go back to it, but I feel like we touched on everything pretty good. So
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Awesome.
We did. Thank you, Lucy.
Bye.
Go team. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ah, exciting things. You guys, we're doing good things this year. Yo, like we got good shit happening on this team this year. I am freaking excited. So it's gonna be a year of big time growth.
Well, listen, I the next month and a half, I have to, because I'm going for the Kentucky trip.
Yeah.
I already have the sales for it, so now is
Yes.
the sponsoring.
Okay. How many girls you need?
6.
All right. How many girls you have in that EOO?
8.
Okay.
Well, look, so I'm reaching out to girls that weren't able to. I
Yeah.
have 3 now that are saying they're signing on.
Okay.
Which May is already getting her deluxe. Rosie, I don't know if you remember Rosie from Passion. That was
I
a while
do.
ago. Oh, well, she's coming back.
Cool.
And I just reached out as you're talking to one of the girls that never even made it to the event. And she's like, heck, I told her she has until 10 today.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to a concert tonight. So
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you have.
Yeah. You don't have
So
much
she
time.
says that so I'm reaching out to her at 6. She told me so.
And then all of your other girls that you had that were going to the event, those 8 that you had, make sure you're reaching out to them too.
That's what I'm going to do now.
Yeah, and listen, for my girls that are shooting for either bonuses or for trips, you have to get them hooked up on a payment plan so that it's paid for by the end of the contest period, right? The other thing too, you guys, we got tax time coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing, my girls that are like, I'm going to sign with my taxes. I'm like, okay, awesome. Do you know when your taxes are coming in? And they're like, yeah, I think like March 10th. Okay, cool. Are you good with me taking your payment info and I'm going to run your application on March 12th? Does that work for you? And they're like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, awesome. If you need me not to run it, just let me know. But they're committed, right? Like they're in. So I have the okay to go ahead and just run their payment. Now at that point, there may or may not be a kit sale. So you're going based on kind of average kit prices. But if there is a kit sale bonus, oh, you're getting so much puppy love.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing that. So make sure that you're reaching out to them and getting, either they're locked in, right? Or they're out. And that's all fine, right? Or they kind of stay a lead, they just go back on the leads list, but you need to establish which one they are, and you're gonna work your way from the top. So they're either signing or they're giving you a reason why they're not. You're trying to get them either payment plan, something like that, tax time, whatever it is, get them locked into something. And then if they won't do that, then they're going back on your leads list. But like I make the PRCEF, so I've got them in like with my payment plan people, right? Like these are girls that are signing up and I have the dates, like I know they're ready. And here's the thing is that later on when you guys are going for like lifestyle bonuses and shit like that, or activation bonuses for associate and director and above, if you've got 1 or 2 gals on a payment plan moving forward every single month, it doesn't actually matter that they're a month ahead of time. Right? Because all you need is that activation. So if you've got these continuously moving forward, it's okay that they're on like a month ahead, because everybody then is a month ahead. So you still have that cushion. Okay. So the next kit sale is going to be March 6th to the 10th. So you can also, I believe, they have not shared the prices, but I would let them know too that there's a kit sale during then. So you can ask them, can I just go ahead and sign you up on that day? Or you can tell them, let's do your payment plan before that day. Whatever you guys need to do, you can do it that way. But yeah, you've got to give yourselves that you got to create that follow-up plan, right? And there's a reason I use so much paper, you guys, because if I go from this to this to this, I need to put them down somewhere so that I see them and it triggers it again, right? Otherwise, they're just lost forever. So that's why they're going on these lists, or I'm creating a, PRCEF, which is the consultant application, because then I have that paper. That paper is living, breathing. I can see it. I can get it done, at least for the most part. So. All right. Okay, guys. Well, you go have an awesome Sunday. Love all your faces.
Thank you, Lucy.
You guys.
Thanks, Liz.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.